Okay, let's start at the centre of the onion, and the number one source of high quality staff I found in every country I've studied are employee referrals. And this source is often overlooked, forgotten, orphaned. Care providers simply don't measure or realise that this is the most powerful source of staff, of high quality staff they could ever have. So this is a huge opportunity for us, and I want to spend some time making sure we nail our employee referral scheme. It must be the best it can be. And this, I think, is one of the essential components you need in place in order to have a sustainable recruitment strategy in the coming years. So why is an employee referral or refer a friend scheme so successful? Well, I found 11 factors that contribute towards making this simply the outstanding method of recruiting care staff. The first one is the quality of staff you're going to get. And that is because referred candidates are already prepped by the person that works for you to understand about personal care, about the advantages, disadvantages of the job. They're already prepared, have what's called an RJP, a realistic job preview. So we don't have this issue that we have in many cases where people will join, go through training and then suddenly decide when they get into frontline care work itself, it's not for them. So your member of staff has managed that. And also they are handpicked by that member of staff for their caring and compassion and their suitability for the job. So that person has gone out looking for somebody that they think is like them, will love the work. And that's very different to someone simply applying for a job on an internet job board because they're desperate and they need some kind of work. The retention levels of staff referred were at least 25% higher than other sources, at least, and in many cases I've measured it to be higher than that. So these people are staying, and there's a variety of reasons why, but they are, certainly if you measure it, longer stayers than most other sources of staff. Also, the number of potential recruits using this method is really very numerous. So if you think of staff having, let's say, an average of 150 friends on Facebook, many of those people local, and many of them like them, it gives every member of staff an opportunity to have a number of people that they could think of that they might well suit the work and want to join. From a care provider's perspective, this is really a guaranteed return on investment. Many methods of recruitment are speculative. You spend money advertising in the hope that someone will come in. But in this case, usually you're only paying once that person has arrived, and they're a high quality person anyway. So in terms of paying out money, I wouldn't be shy, because you're only paying when someone's actually with you and started working. We do see as well a faster time to hire than is usual, and a shorter length of time towards them reaching full productivity. And that'll be down to a range of factors, their suitability and the fact that their friend who's already in the organisation is probably supporting them as well. And they're anxious to make a good impression. Another benefit is that we see much less wasted management time. Referrals are showing up for interview in almost every case. And where they're not hired, it's usually down to them rejecting you rather than the other way around. So in the data we've looked at, it's around 85% show up at least, versus what we think at the moment is about a 50% no-show rate for interviews across the sector and across the world. They're also about 5 times more likely to be hired than someone applying from an internet job board. There's also the benefit, of course, of that person having a friend when they join. In many cases, when you have a high staff turnover in the first few weeks and months of employment, as we suffer from hugely in social care, you find the existing staff will step back a bit and think, why should I invest my time being friendly to this person, because they're likely to leave like all the others. Whereas an employee referral has someone there, there's already a bond with the staff that they've referred, and they will be introduced to their social circles. What we're also doing by activating an employee referral scheme is we are reaching out to what I referred to before as passive applicants, as people that wouldn't necessarily be applying for a job. So we're going into another sector, another section of the community that wouldn't be applicants typically from another path. And this means actually your labour pool is diversifying and you're picking people that perhaps wouldn't have otherwise considered the role. When you look at retention rates, then we would see a much lower level of involuntary termination. So you're unlikely to fire these people. And in cases where it's been measured, it's up to 350% chance less that this person is going to be fired and dismissed by you rather than a typical member of the workforce. One of the other benefits of running an employee referral scheme, even if you don't get much from it, is that you are creating brand ambassadors for your organisation in the local community, that your staff will be out there talking to other people about your organisation. And that may mean that someone else is mentioned, even if the person they're talking to doesn't take up the job or doesn't apply, then they might in turn mention it to somebody else. And I think finally, any money you do spend on employee referrals, you are investing in your own staff rather than paying an agency or a third-party media owner or a technology company. So really you're helping your own staff by paying out the money, and that should make you feel better.